Good morning, children. Today we are going to continue with the lesson Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. In the earlier classes, we have read about the First World War and the Second World War and the signing of Treaty of Versailles after the First World War, whereby the Germany was forced to sign the humiliating treaty at Versailles. It resulted in lot of economic losses for Germany. Then we have read about how Hitler rose to power. He enrolled himself in the army. Later on, he occupied a higher post in the army. Later, he became the Chancellor of Germany and destroyed democracy and installed dictatorship. Then, after becoming a dictator, he started removing his arch rivals from there. That is mainly the Jews, Gypsies, Polish people, and all those people who were physically handicapped. Then Hitler was very much interested in the youth of the country. So in today's class, we are going to take up youth in Nazi Germany. Hitler was very much interested in the youth of the country, and he had a feeling that a strong Nazi society could be established only by teaching children Nazi ideology. So this required a control over the child both inside as well as outside the school. So with this thing in his mind, he started cleaning all the school and purifying it. That means removing all the Jewish children and teachers from the school. They were considered as undesirable, and only good German children were there in the school, and these children were subjected to a process of Nazi schooling, which is a prolonged period of ideological training. So the entire textbooks were different now, they were rewritten, and racial science was introduced. Children were taught to inculcate among themselves a spirit of violence and aggression, and he believed that boxing could make children iron-hearted, strong and masculine. At the same time, youth organizations were also made responsible for educating German youth in the spirit of National Socialism. So, for this, 10-year-old boys had to enter a junk walk. So, and after 14, all boys they had to join the Nazi youth organization, which is also called as Hitler Youth, and they were learned to worship war, glorify aggression and violence, condemn democracy, hate Jews, etc. So, after a period of rigorous ideological and physical training, they had to join the labor service at the age of 18. Then they had to serve in the armed forces and enter into one of the Nazi organization. Nazi cult of motherhood. Now in Nazi Germany, children were taught that women were different from men, and whenever women they fight for the equal rights all around the world, it was wrong and it would destroy the society. While boys were taught to be aggressive, masculine and steel-hearted, girls were told that they had to become good mothers and rear pure-blooded iron children. And the girls, they also had to maintain the purity of race and distance themselves from the Jews. So the women who produced racially desirable children were awarded, and all those women, Aryan women, who deviated from the prescribed code of conduct were publicly condemned and they were severely punished. The Nazi regime used language and media with care. The terms they coined to describe various practices were very chilling, and they never used the word kill or murder in their official communication. Rather than kill and murder, they were using the terms like special treatment, final solution, that is for the Jews, euthanasia program for the disabled, and selection and disinfection. Nazi ideas were spread through visual images, films, radios, posters, catchy slogans, etc. And in posters, the groups which were identified as enemies of Germans were stereotyped, they were mocked, they were abused, and they were described as evil. Then socialists and liberals were represented as very weak and degenerated. They were attacked as foreign agents. Then there was a movie made on Jews, which is called as the most infamous film, The Eternal Jews. Then Orthodox Jews were stereotyped and marked, and they were shown with flowing beards, wearing kaftans, whereas in reality it was very difficult to distinguish German Jews by their outward appearance. Now these Jews were referred as vermin, rats, and pests, and their movements were compared with the rodents. So Nazism worked on the minds of the people, tapped their emotions, and turned their hatred and anger at those who were marked as undesirable. Now, children, we take the last topic, that is ordinary people and the crimes against humanity. This means here we are going to read how did the common people react to Nazism. So there were three groups. The first group of people, they saw the world through Nazi eyes. That means they believed that whatever is being done is correct. Their mind also spoke in the Nazi language, and wherever they saw a Jew, they had a feeling of hatred and anger. Then, not every German was believing in Nazi. Most of the Germans, they organized active resistance to Nazism, braving police repression and death. But a large majority of Germans, they were just passive onlookers and apathetic witnesses because they were too scared to act, to differ, or to protest against the Hitler. Now let us see how Jews felt in Nazi Germany. It is totally a different story. The stereotypical images published in the Nazi press haunted the Jews. They troubled them even in their dreams. And we can say that Jews, they died many deaths even before they reached the gas chamber. Knowledge about the Holocaust. It was only after the war ended and Germany was defeated that the world came to realize the horrors of what had happened. The Jews, they wanted the world to remember the atrocities and sufferings they had faced during the Nazi killing operation, which is also called as Holocaust. When the war seemed lost for the Germany, the Nazi leadership distributed petrol to its functionaries to destroy all the records or evidences available in the office. Now, yet the history and the memory of the Holocaust is live in fiction, documentaries, poetry, memorials, and museums in different parts of the world even today.